Baghdad. The final perimeter just failed. An AI-guided swarm just achieved multiple kinetic impacts on the U.S. Embassy. Stay with me, because how this shield was broken and why the fortress is now obsolete is the story that requires telling. For decades, the American Fortress Embassy was an architectural dialect of threat. Each attack forced an evolution: thicker walls, deeper setbacks, reinforced structures. But the 2012 Benghazi attack revealed a failure of human response. The solution was to replace human speed with machine speed. The land-based phalanx weapon system, the CRAM, became the final automated guarantor, an algorithm designed to defeat physics. Its doctrinal assumption? No threat could arrive faster or in greater numbers than it could engage. It was the load-bearing wall of diplomatic security. This attack did not target the wall, but the assumption it was built on. Let's talk about the weapon. It is not a sophisticated missile, it is a low-cost quadcopter. Its power is not in its explosive yield, but in its guidance. AI-enabled terminal guidance allows for pre-programmed simultaneous arrival. The swarm is not a collection of targets. It is a single, distributed weapon system. The attack was a logic bomb. Each drone's path was programmed to maximize the CRAM's reacquisition time. They were not just attacking the embassy. They were attacking the defender's algorithm. Let's talk about the defense. The Phalanx Block 1B is a self-contained killing machine. A 20mm M61A1 Vulcan cannon paired with a Ku-band radar. Its firing rate is 4,500 rounds per minute. That is 75 rounds per second. But the firing rate is not the critical number. The critical vulnerability is the engagement cycle. The time to detect, track, engage, assess, and re-engage a new target. That cycle is not instantaneous. And in those seconds, the fortress was lost. Let's talk about the math. 40 targets presented within the same 4-second terminal window. The CRAM engages the first drone. But as it assesses the kill, 39 others are still inbound. The system slews to the next target, but the swarm is too dense. This is a condition called interceptor bankruptcy. The defensive system is mathematically overwhelmed. Then there's the cost asymmetry. A single CRAM system costs $15 million. The entire swarm that defeated it cost less than a single American sedan. This was not a battle. It was a hostile corporate takeover, executed with physics. Let's talk about the cascade, because the kinetic failure is only the first domino. The first failure was kinetic. The physical shield was broken. The next failure was architectural. Decades of investment in concrete and setbacks were bypassed by a top-down attack. The sanctuary was not a physical space, but a bubble of automated defense. And that bubble has burst. This triggers the diplomatic cascade. The principle of inviolability, the foundation of the Vienna Convention, is now moot. If a host nation cannot secure the airspace and the embassy cannot defend itself, diplomacy cannot function. Ambassadors are no longer envoys. They are hostages. Then the host nation cascade. The Iraqi government is placed in an impossible position, responsible for security it cannot provide. The U.S. demands they eliminate a threat they cannot control without triggering civil war. The attack exposes the state not as sovereign, but as a contested space. Let's talk about the final cascade, strategic escalation. This was an attack on U.S. sovereign territory. It cannot be ignored. Washington is forced into a non-negotiable escalatory posture. The dilemma is unwinnable. Retaliate and risk a wider war. Fail to respond and signal to every adversary that your hard targets are now soft. The attack was not designed for mass casualties, but to force this specific, unwinnable choice. From this morning forward, the core philosophy of Western military design has failed. The belief in the exquisite platform, that a superior, complex, expensive system can always win, is broken. The paradigm has inverted. The new dominant strategy is not the exquisite platform. It is the disposable mass. Here is what this breach means. It means the sanctuary is an illusion. It means that thresholds once crossed cannot be uncrossed. And it means that the math has changed, for everyone. The CRAM was trying to shoot down individual bees. It was killed by the hive. The fortress failed because its architects forgot the value of time.